Welcome to Around Town. I'm Jean Almond, and we are delighted to be at North Carolina Wesleyan College with the relatively new director of band, Tony Sawyer. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Well, and you've been here about 1 year, right?
Yeah, I came last August. Yeah, August 1st last year.
Well, and I read some of your ideas for the community, for the college and whatnot.
Yes.
And I love it because we are really fortunate in the Rocky Mount area to have two great community colleges and a wonderful four-year college.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't realize, I mean, we've got the Aspire program to help with retraining people who decide to go back and get an education. We've got a vibrant undergrad program. We've got agreements between community colleges and the college for transitioning. So you now want to avail music to Rocky Mount through the band here. Tell us a little bit about your background, Tony, before you came here.
Sure. I've been teaching college music and band for 16 years. I started out teaching in Georgia at a couple different institutions down there near Atlanta, and then I moved to North Carolina in 2003. I taught at Elon University for 10 years. Then came here last year as a new person to try to kind of kickstart or restart, I should say, the music and band program here at Wesleyan. So. And
the band is different from the chorus, right?
Correct.
There are a couple of really good choruses here. I think a gospel chorus and a...
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a traditional choir as well as a gospel choir here on campus. We also have a small jazz group that meets as part of our band program and a pep band. And some of those programs have continued, especially the choirs have continued through the years. Wesleyan had a fairly, extensive music program at one point that went away years ago, and we're trying to kind of revive that. So part of my charge is to start a pep band and kind of have band more prominent on campus and in the community, but also to help kind of guide the school and back into having more music offerings on campus. Well.
We're going to get into some of your ideas for involving the community too, but I love the thought that there would be a group that, if there's some celebration in Rocky Mount, we could call you and say, Tony, bring us a group.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's hard to get high schools and whatnot to pull together groups because they're usually pretty big and whatnot. But
it's difficult because there's just so much going on and everybody has their own kind of agenda and the things that they have to deal with, and I know it's difficult for the high schools to do some of those things, although they do a lot of that.
They do
obviously,
a great job.
Yes, and we have some really good programs, high school programs in the area actually, and I've worked with some of those directors a little bit since I've been here, and it's wonderful. But yeah, it would be nice for us to be able to do that as well.
A number of years ago, when we were talking ahead of time, there was a community band in Rocky Mount, and I knew of the Spates, and some people might recognize their names, and Mr. and Miss Spate were both in there. It was a way for people who aren't really fantastic but love music and love to have an outlet, an opportunity to continue playing something, to be able to get together and just have fun playing music. That's on your agenda, isn't it?
It is, yes. I started doing the very same thing when I was at Elon University, where the very first thing we did was we started allowing, or I should say, reaching out to having a local alumni. There was a lot of local alumni that were in band when they were at Elon that still lived fairly close by, and they still played. Some of them still played their instruments on some, either had their own little groups or did something, or some just, didn't have many opportunities to play, and it was really nice to be able to offer them to be able to come in and play. And they started playing with our pep band. And we have several really great alumni that younger alumni as well as older alumni that played with our pep band for a couple of years. And that kind of led to the idea of building kind of an overall a larger concert band, kind of, like a symphonic band version of a community band on campus as well, which we started a couple of years ago, which was also very effective and it worked really well. And that, like you said, that allowed some of the community members that still played their instruments or wanted to play their instruments. They didn't have another outlet, but they wanted to, and they could come play. And it was wildly successful, to say the least. And we had 90 people in the band. It was wonderful.
Wow. So if people watching are thinking, I'd like to do that. I haven't picked it up in a while, and I really don't want to lose my skill.
Yes.
And just people have musical talent or interest often don't have a good outlet for it.
It's true. Yeah.
Except singing in church, I guess, is about it.
Absolutely. You know, community bands were really popular, like at the turn of the 20th century and into the early 20th century in America, and those were really big. Small town America everybody had their own community bands and choirs and
for parades and all.
Yeah, they played. Or you see, you know, kind of the cliched. You know, if you see a movie and you see a little band playing in a little bandstand in a park, that was the reason that's a cliche is because it was just that was very true. And in America, a lot of small towns had. And big towns had their own little bands, and there were community groups, and so it's not a new idea. It's really an old idea, but it works really well. And my hope is that we might be able to find some folks that either are alumni of the school that still live in the area that might want to play their instrument more, or like you said, are folks that just don't have the opportunity that they maybe played in band in high school or college or both, and want to get back into playing, maybe dust off the instrument and get a chance to play a little bit. And we'd certainly love to have them here and as part of our group and kind of help us kind of build slowly and surely in our program that we're trying to start here.
Tony, what have you done at this point? What have you rolled out in the last year, and what are your goals for adding on this year?
Well, last year the first half of the year I spent just setting up things like budgets and purchasing some equipment and gathering interest of people around campus that might want to play in the band. We had some students, some staff, and faculty that were interested. So it took several months just to do all of that. And then in January of this year, so our beginning of our spring semester, this last school year, we started a small pep band. And we played a couple of basketball games, home basketball games for the men's and women's teams here in the gymnasium.
I bet it was greatly appreciated, wasn't it?
It was wonderful it's amazing when you don't have anything, and then when you're able to offer even the smallest thing. I mean, for me, of course I have high expectations, and I want it to grow and be much bigger than and do much more than what we were doing. But it was really nice to see the appreciation of just for not only myself but all the students that were involved, it just changed the atmosphere, and we know that will make a big difference. And of course, part of the band program and part of doing a pep band is allowing to have more kind of school spirit and kind of those kind of that's what those groups really mean at a college.
Is there a school fight song?
There is not a school fight song. It's something we're working on right now.
You got to get one.
Yeah, we have to get one. Yes, and I'm amazed actually because there was a music program for a long time at the college, and so I figured there had to be, at one point, there had to be a college fight song, because surely a band played at some sort of events for campus. And I did all kinds of research, went over to the library, looked through all the records. I talked to people that might have, the older folks that retired in the community that might know, and some of the musicians, and apparently there's never been one. So
great opportunity.
Yeah, yet another opportunity for us to do something new. But spirit, at athletic events or campus events or even community events are really vital. For a band program, it really has a lot to do with why that kind of a program really works and what it can do.
And the athletic program here it's just huge.
Yes.
I mean, it really does offer a lot
it does.
for boys, girls across the board.
Yeah.
And then the USA South, I think. You also played at a retirement luncheon for President Gray.
Yes, that was fun. We did that in May. I believe it was May, and that was a lot of fun. And we did that outside here on campus, which was a blast. And we also played at the opening ceremonies of the USA South Conference Spring Athletics Tournament over at the Rocky Mountain Athletics Complex, and that was a lot of fun. That was our first big performance. That was our first time we played in front, kind of out off of campus, other than the basketball games that we had played here in the gymnasium. And
no strings, right? Can the band have strings in it?
I guess the reality is if there were some folks that played strings and that we were able to make that work somehow, then yeah, we could do that. I've actually used, in my pep bands, I've used guitars and keyboard, electronic keyboards and different kinds of percussion and drums, and we've even done vocalists a few times, done some songs where people sing. In fact, we did a couple of songs with a vocalist here this last spring at a basketball game. We did a couple at a halftime. It was a lot of fun.
National anthem? Y'all play?
We did not do that at the basketball games this year, but that would be something we would normally do.
Good. Good. Yeah. What about homeschoolers as an idea? Because we do have quite a community of homeschoolers.
Sure.
And some of them don't have a good outlet. not everybody is talented enough to get into the Tar River Children's Chorus or the Tar River Orchestra and whatnot. So, I mean, you're just availing this whole new layer of musical.
Yeah, my hope, I think homeschool would be great. I think I mentioned to you earlier that I had some homeschoolers in my community band over at Elon, and they were great kids. And we, you know, I would like to see homeschoolers, if there's some, you know, talented high school students that wanted just a little extra, maybe they want to do something extra that they're just not able to do at their school, to join in, local community members, older folks that might, you know, feel like, well, maybe I'm too old. That's not true. You know, I think I mentioned to you, I had people in their 80s in my community band. You know, just to me, it's just the love of music and the spirit of music, and anybody in the community would be welcome to come contact me at any time and see if they want to come play with the pep band.
Tony, will you teach lessons? Like if somebody listening, you know, as a child who's playing but needs more, they are really showing some talent and some interest, can you be contacted for that?
We don't really offer that here at the school, and it's hard to say if I would have time for something like that, but certainly I would help anybody that wants to try to find that outlet. I could certainly help them, you know, in the community find what would be the best place for them to get lessons, and maybe in the future that'd be something we could offer here as well.
So if people watching, homeschoolers, people who say, golly, I put my trumpet down and I'd love to pick it back up, and what do we need to do?
Just give me a call or send me an email. My phone number is, let's see, it's 212-985-5112.
And we can put that on the screen.
That's
too.
great.
And your email address.
And my email address, tsawyer, SAWYER, @ncwc.edu. And certainly give me, or you can just call or email somebody here at the college, and they'll put you in touch with me either way.
Well, and I'm looking forward to a year from now. We'll come and we'll bring camera, and you can have your pep band play for us.
That'd be great. Yeah.
A few other things, but yeah, you got to get a school song, a school fight song.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we have to work on that. Yeah.
Okay. If anybody's got any ideas, might have a contest through in here. So.
That would be great. Yeah.
Well, thank you. And we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with the athletic director, John Thompson. So thank you, Tony.
Thank you so much.
Are you just starting out on your own and want to be independent? Do you have a family and need a bigger home? Are the kids moving out? And are you downsizing? First Carolina Realty can help. A 1 or 2 bedroom apartment or house for those starting out. A 3 or 4 bedroom home for a growing family. Rentals, sales, new homes, pre-owned homes, investment property in the city or in the country. Call First Carolina Realty. Now is a good time to make that move. Real estate prices are right, interest rates are low, and there is a fantastic selection of homes available.
First Carolina Realty is a fully licensed real estate firm with offices at 3151 Zebulon Road in Rocky Mount.
If you have rental properties and are tired of the headaches associated with managing them yourself, or if you're looking for a new management team to manage your rental properties, call First Carolina Realty at 252-985-2321. Visit our webpage at firstcarolinarealty.com. We will gladly help you with all your real estate needs.
Hi, I'm Jean Almond of Almond Drugs, and I want to invite you to be Almond's customer for your prescriptions. Our average pharmacy wait for your prescription is only 10 to 15 minutes. We have drive-through windows at both locations. We will deliver your prescription free. Our friendly and very experienced pharmacists specialize in consultation, and we are locally owned and have been a loyal part of your community for over 70 years. Just make one phone call to us and we'll make the transfer so we can start taking care of you. Thank you for staying with us. We've got John Thompson, the athletic director at North Carolina Wesleyan College. And John, first off, thank you for being here. We are in this beautiful Hall of Fame with all these banners and stuff. The athletic program has come a really long ways here at North Carolina Wesleyan, hasn't it?
Well, it has, and I agree with you. This Hall of Fame is beautiful. We get a great number of compliments on this facility. But athletics has played a great part in the history of the college, and going back to Mo Bauer and Don Scalf and Gene Edge at the college's inception, really. and on through a number of great coaches here, including people like Mike Fox and others.
At
so,
UNC, yay.
Absolutely. So we're very proud of our athletic tradition.
Absolutely, and when I was looking on your website to see, you really, for students coming here, there's not much that you don't offer to have a chance for them, and they don't have to be at the top of their game skills-wise. You help develop that, but you know, for girls and boys, 6 different sports for each of them?
Yes, we offer 6 sports for men and 6 for women. We have a very exciting fall schedule upcoming. Our football team plays at the Rocky Mountain Athletic Complex.
Renamed, right?
Which is also going to add the name of Bishop Stadium to the name, and we're excited about that. It's been our home for a number of years, but we're excited about that. Our men's and women's soccer programs have had tremendous success over the years, and women's volleyball as well. So the fall sports season is right around the corner, and we would love to have folks from Rocky Mount come out and see us.
How can they know, because with using the stadium, I mean, that's just so convenient for everybody, and I would think for families looking for wholesome things to do with their kids on you know, was it mainly Friday nights?
Well, no, mainly Saturday afternoons.
Even
although
better.
we do have a Thursday afternoon game, or Thursday evening game this year, which is a little different. But the easiest place to access our schedules is on our website at ncwcsports.com. But certainly if you call the athletic department here, we can put schedules in anyone's hands, and there are a few other places throughout the community where they may find those.
What's the cost for people to go?
I have to double check.
Are there season tickets too, or how
there are season tickets for football, but there are tickets available at the gate. And I think we just went through a price change, so I'd have to.
And that's
caught
not
me off
crucial.
guard on that one. So.
But people can get season tickets even to come to all the games.
Sure.
Great. What else do you really? I mean, and that's important for the players to see. Not only students, but the support of the community. I mean, for us to have a team like that here is good for the community.
Well, I think it is good for the community, and we have so many people who do come out and support us. You don't have to drive to Greenville or Raleigh or Durham,
Zebulon or the 5-county or
to get really good sports competition. I think that we offer in all of our sports a really very high level of competition and exciting play for people to come out and see.
John, talk about the tennis, the fabulous tennis facilities here, the Slick family tennis courts, and I mean that's available to the community too, right?
It is, and it is an unbelievable facility. 12 courts, lighted. It's as good a facility as you will find, certainly in the eastern part of the state, but in probably anywhere in the state, it's as good as what's out there. You know, we have such a tremendous tennis program here, nationally ranked and nationally renowned tennis program, and our facility matches that now, and we're so thankful to the people in the community, in the city, in the county, everyone who is involved in the development of that.
And for a college this size to have a nationally ranked tennis program, I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? I mean, we really need to, as people in Rocky Mountain, to celebrate that and just, you know, think about that, because there are like 1,500 undergrads here, and to be nationally ranked with that is huge.
Right, and I think, you know, they obviously have been outstanding for a number of years, but, you know, I think that our community does and should celebrate all of the athletic success here. You know, our so many of our programs have been nationally ranked. Men's and women's basketball both have been NCAA tournament participants. Football won 3 out of 4 conference championships just a few years ago. Baseball nationally ranked for so many years, and 2 national championships under our belts. So all of our sports, women's soccer has been to the Final Four. We have a lot to be proud of, and I think that our community, again, does and should continue to kind of rally around what we do.
Do you have sports camps in the summertime?
We do. We have a number of camps in the summer, and hundreds of kids go through all of our various sports. And we actually have a volleyball camp going on this week.
Well, good. Well, do you find that the athletic part is a real recruiting tool for getting some kids to come here who might not come otherwise?
Most definitely. There are many kids, as you might imagine, that we speak to in other parts of North Carolina and around the country who have never heard of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and have never heard of North Carolina Wesleyan, except through the sports and athletics connection. And very definitely we get some kids who would go to college, had planned on going to college, but maybe not planned on coming here until the athletic piece became a part of it.
And international students too?
Absolutely, from all over the world, particularly our men's soccer and tennis teams, but in other sports as well. We had a basketball player just graduate in 2012 from Sweden. So we get them from all over the world, and Wesleyan is the thing that brings them together.
Well, it brings them right here to Rocky Mount. I mean, we're always looking for great things to celebrate around
Absolutely.
here. John, tell me what we're looking. I'm seeing a sign that says All-Americans, various sports there.
Yes.
Talk about the different kiosks around here.
Sure. All of the kiosks do represent our All-Americans throughout the years and in all sports. And as you can see, all sports are represented: men's soccer, women's soccer, baseball, football, basketball. So we're very proud of that. So we highlight all of our All-Americans in addition to all of the people who have been inducted into our Hall of Fame with their banners hanging above. And we're so proud of that. The first class was inducted in 1999, the inception of our hall, when this physical hall did not exist. So we inducted people such as I have mentioned, Mo Bauer and Don Scalf and Mike Fox and people like that. But we now have about 40-some inductees, and we're excited about inducting our next class this October.
And how many on an annual basis? Is there a certain number and a certain variety that you shoot for?
Well, there's a range that we typically now are inducting from 2 to 4 inductees a year. And each year is a little diverse, both men and women, various sports. We have such a vast tradition that it's impossible to induct them all at once. And so there are lots of folks who are very deserving, who maybe their time hasn't come yet.
But hold on.
But
It'll
hold
be there.
on, because you know, we are excited about recognizing our history and our tradition. And it's important that our current student athletes recognize the people who have come before them and kind of the groundwork that they've laid for our student athletes who are participating today.
What, and I'm asking, I'm kind of throwing this in there, but what percentage of the student body do you think gets involved in some part of the athletic program?
A little over 40% of our student
Really?
population participate in varsity athletics.
Wow. And now, do you have junior varsity also?
We do in a couple of sports. We offer junior varsity sports in men's soccer, baseball, and football.
And you've got a great exercise or workout room over there. Wow. Do all the students have access to that, John?
All students have access to that room, yes. And that's such a great addition. The Taylor Center, named for our first All-American here at Wesleyan, who's a men's basketball player, Roger Taylor. That facility, that workout area, weight room, and cardiovascular room is tremendous, and it is available to all students.
The future, I mean, you're just, it seems like every year it gets better and better. And I remember when you put in the football program, and it's really done well, and now you have your own named stadium, or you got your name on the stadium. Where do we go from here?
Well, I don't know. Obviously, we're here at the college under new administration. We'll inaugurate a new president who came on board in May, and his inauguration is in October, Dewey Clark. And I think we're in the process of analyzing and evaluating, and over probably the next 12 months we'll be making some determinations about exactly where we want to go from here.
Are you bound by the laws that require kind of comparable sports for females as males?
Yes, Title IX.
Okay, and that's private schools and public schools, everybody.
Correct.
And so really the women here, you know, percentage-wise, they're more men, right? This is
That
one
is
of the few
correct.
colleges in the world where they're...
That is rare.
But so the girls really do have a great shot to get out there. And of course, the cardiovascular and benefit to them personally is so good too. We are standing by, what are we standing in front of, or sitting in front
Well,
of?
these are
John?
several NCAA championship trophies, regional and national championship trophies. So again, we're very proud of what we've done here at Wesleyan, and really proud of the tradition and the groundwork that was laid by all of those coaches and student athletes who came long before I ever arrived. And we've tried to maintain that tradition and build upon it and represent all of them in fine fashion.
Well, we appreciate locally what you're doing here, John, because the program, it is, and we really want everyone watching too to think of, this is our team, our school, our games, athletes. When is the first football game?
Again, you're catching me September 6th, I believe,
And we
is
can
the
put it
first
on the
game.
screen.
But,
Okay. Is it local?
It is, yes. First game is at home.
Okay. Well, and come support these wonderful young men and show the college that we care, that we're happy to have y'all in the community.
Great.
John,
thank you so much.
Thank you. See you next week.